All right, so we got some PlayStation news for dude. You gotta get on my body, bro. Come on now, get a life. This is the last one, okay? Get a life. First batch of articles I got for y'all. We got some rumors. We got some rumors for the PlayStation Nation. You seem happier than usual. Honestly, I'm a pretty even killed guy. I'm pretty happy. It's very rare that like I'm sad. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like I think you might mistaken my laid backness for like being sad or something like that. But you know, there's positive things moving behind the scenes. We finally checked off something on the goals list, you know. Like I said, we'll talk about it in a couple. I can't talk about it right now. But anyways, back to what I was saying. We got an update on God of War.
Us rich people love when you poor people donate, because then Bruce Wayne doesn't have to answer as to why he runs around in a Party City costume.
Yo, shout out to Dank RPGs with the gifted subs. Appreciate it. Next God of War game is reportedly centered around Egyptian mythology. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Is Kratos officially a DEI? In a nation ravaged by black people getting jobs, we've got some heartbreaking news for heterosexual white males that only want to see other heterosexual white males in their eyeballs. The next God of War might take place in Africa. This is just a rumor, so don't get too upset. Although I think this is pretty cool. The next God of War game could be making its way to Egypt. According to a report from Daniel RPK, Sony is casting currently, why'd you word it like that? Currently casting for Middle Eastern actors for a new game. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a sentence into this article and I've already found a problem with it. Egyptians were Nubian, they were black. Yes, North Africans are not the same as the Nubians, but if we're talking about a time period from back in the day, he should be fighting against black gods. I'm already disinterested. Sony is casting Middle Eastern actors for an unknown AAA game, which is likely to be the next God of War that explores Egyptian mythology. We're rewriting history. Hey, matter of fact, this could be, yo, I keep hitting this button. This actually could be good news. Because listen, remember, they don't hate Yasuke in Assassin's Creed Shadows. They hate the fact that the game isn't historically accurate. Remember the game with the Apple of Eden that the Pope fought Ezio with and tried to control the world using mind control and magic? They were upset about the historical accuracy, even though Yasuke is historically accurate. Now, we're going to be playing potentially a game where you fight African gods that look like the white Michael Jackson. No disrespect to Michael Jackson. I love Mike. Off the Walls is the best album. Anyways, it's important to note that this information hasn't been confirmed or independently verified by Insider Gaming. Until that happens, please take this news with a grain of salt, as I stated earlier. Moving to Egyptian mythology wouldn't be surprising should it happen. The God of War saga began in Greek mythology before shifting to Norse for the modern games. Moving to a new pantheon would make sense for the next era of the franchise. As far as Egyptians specifically, it's been mentioned in the past that Sony Santa Monica originally considered centering the game around Egyptian mythology for the 2018 revival before settling on Norse mythology. I think the first pitch I gave was that we wouldn't even know what was happening, creative director Cory Balrog said. So it was Kratos walking through the desert because we were, in my mind, still doing Egypt initially. Wind, sand blowing all over the place, and he's kind of crawling through and then kind of stands up over a dome and checks out this really fantastic ancient city. Keep in mind, this is a rumor. I'm going to give this about a 60% chances this is actually true. And reason being is, I mean, the way the last game ended, but also if you remember in God of War 2018, I think it was it Ragnar? I think it was 2018. There was Egyptian hieroglyphics that old boy put his hand on. So they basically confirmed that the Egyptian gods, lore-wise, they exist in the God of War universe. So I think it's more than plausible that Kratos would go to Africa next and,
Thanks for the follow, but unfortunately,
and he would battle African gods. The only question is,
you hear that, Shadow?
the hard.
Sonic's dick.
Who just subbed? Shout out to you. Or whoever followed. The hard-hitting question is, if a white man voice acted by a black man goes to Africa and fights African gods that aren't African looking, is that colonization? Just some food for thought. I'm gonna be hitting that button a lot. It balances out. I will be keeping my eye on if this story turns out to be true. Is it historic? Do they care about the historical accuracy of this game? I'm not gonna lie, if they do a game in Africa and it ain't Africans in it, it's colonizers in North Africa being portrayed as African gods, it's gonna rub me a little bit the wrong way, but I'm still gonna play the game because I love games first. Yo, shout out to Mr. Taco Shark with the sub, but it looks a little goofy. What you mean? I don't know, man. Let a black man get a job or something. But anyways, that's the rumor I got for you. Like the Gods of Egypt movie. I forgot about that. Gods of Egypt. Yeah, it's gonna be like this shit right here. This is a movie I think from the early 2000s. I don't know if anybody's seen this. It was a movie called Gods of Egypt starring white people. This is the potentially what God. Let me ask y'all, would that piss y'all off if he went to Africa and fought Anubis in the gang and they look like this? Oh shit! It would create some interesting dialogue. It would definitely create. We're rewriting history. We are rewriting history, boy. Oh my goodness. Anyways, what do we say? Is Anubis caked up? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? I know how protect you are, kid, so I sent you a video on Twitter about the new head of US. Oh, no, I've seen that shit. I don't even want to talk about it, bro. I don't even want to say about that. Rewriting history? That's crazy. Other news. This one caused a little bit of ruckus on the internet. Mass Effect 5, BioWare doesn't require support from the full studio. EA moves some staff to other teams. EA announced it's restructuring Dragon Age and Mass Effect studio BioWare and moving a number of developers onto other projects within EA and focusing entirely on its upcoming Mass Effect game going forward. In a blog post from General Manager Gary McKay, he wrote that the studio is taking this opportunity between full development cycles to reimagine how we work at BioWare. Given this stage of development, we don't require support from the full studio, he continues. We have incredible talent here at BioWare, so we have worked diligently over the past few months to match many of our colleagues with other teams at EA that had open roles that we see a strong fit.
Get off my man Sonic's dick!
Shout out to you for the follow. IGN understands that EA has already placed an unknown number of developers from BioWare into other equivalent roles within the company. A smaller number of Dragon Age team members are also seeing their roles terminated or are being offered time to apply to other roles within the company if they choose so. So if you're not following, if they're telling the truth, we shouldn't have anything to worry about when it comes to Mass Effect 5 because development is well underway and they have things under control and they realize that they are potentially either overstaffed or they need to take staff pieces and move them on to other games. The question is, what games are they working on? Because I would hate for them to take talent away from BioWare to go work on fucking college football and Madden. But also, on the flip side, this could be a sign that EA doesn't trust BioWare, and this is bullshit. This is a PR statement to be 100% fair. This could be a PR statement, and this could be low-key EA doesn't believe because I believe yeah, I talked about it on the last stream. Dragon Age Veilguard did not sell too well. So maybe EA is looking at BioWare like, we don't really trust you, so we're going to move a piece of your team over here to work on college football because it's selling like hotcakes. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw this shit. Might as well bring up some fraudulent info. Let me explain to y'all. Let me show you why. Right here. The highest selling video games of 2024. Black Ops 6, which is crazy because it was on Game Pass. You didn't have to buy it, guys. College football, Helldivers 2, Sparking 0, 2K25, Madden, Modern Warfare 3, FIFA 25, Elden Ring, shout out to the GOAT, still selling 3 years later. And the MVP bundle. If you don't know what the MVP bundle is, that's a bundle that comes with Madden and college football. So Madden, a combination of 1, 2, 4 slots out of the top 10 go to football games. And those all belong to EA. So EA is probably looking at those numbers. This is actually pertains to this conversation. And they're looking like, well, college football selling like hotcakes. Dragon Age Veilguard, you guys put all this effort in it, didn't do really too well, so maybe we should move you over here. I hope that this doesn't fuck over Mass Effect. I hope that they're telling the truth and that everything is going smoothly, because I'm not gonna lie, if Mass Effect 5 is trash, this is probably the end of BioWare. BioWare is in a Ubisoft type of situation, even though it's a solo studio. And we know about EA. They did it to Visceral Games and a bunch of other teams. EA will destroy a team if need be, if it's not making enough money. But to EA, I say you probably need to slow the fuck down, because we don't really know the sustainability of college football. Reason being is people waited like 15 years for the next college football. That's the reason it sold like hotcakes. Everybody was excited. What happens when it becomes an annual release? I don't know. It's a 50-50, especially because you're cannibalizing yourself with Madden and college football. They killed it this year. Will they be able to do it yet next year? I don't know. It's possible. Actually, no, I take that back. It wasn't 4 slots. It was 5, because EA also owns FC 25. 5 of the top 10 games were EA games, and they were sports games of 2024. I got the number wrong. God damn. BioWare will probably be split up. I'm just trying to be, y'all know I love Mass Effect, but I'm trying to be 100% unbiased and fair. There's a possibility this is not good. This is not good, but I'm hoping for the best, though. I am hoping for the best. They stole The Sims from Maxis and ruined it. I think the unfortunate thing about Dragon Age Veilguard 2 is it's not even a bad game. It's a good game, in my opinion. It's a good game with some very blatant flaws. It's not BioWare's best project, but it for damn sure is not another Anthem. It's not even close to Anthem. It is a good game. It's a solid 7.5, 8 in my opinion. But what happened, and I feel like games really suffer from this compared to other forms of media. When the media, specifically YouTubers who talk about wokeness all the goddamn time, when they decide they don't like something and they dogpile on it, it can really affect the sales, especially when most people already only want to buy Call of Duty, Madden, people are looking for a reason not to support something. It costs $70 and a bunch of YouTubers are saying it's woke trash. It never had a fighting chance. I wish there was a way for me to go visit Earth 2, like another timeline, where there wasn't a dogpiling on this game and it had an actual fair chance, because the people who actually play it, most people seem to like it. Most people seem to like it. And they all agree, like, yeah, some of the writing is wonky. Don't like some of the characters. Some of them are cool, but the combat's fun. The exploration's fun. It has its moments, but it never got to... Listen, like I said, it's okay for something to be a 7 out of 10, chat. It's okay for something to be a 6. Most y'all mamas is a 6. Never forget it. Your daddy still laid down with her. Here you are now watching my stream. Drop 5 subs to apologize. Anyways, next article.
Sub is cool, but honestly, there's only
Yo,
one
shout out to Bruce Leroy with the sub. Appreciate it.
BBC.
Appreciate it. Niggas be like, niggas would be like, yo, I would never fuck with a 7. I would never fuck with a 6. I'd never fuck with a 6, bro. But be in the club, picking up 3s and buying her drinks, taking her out to dinner, wine in the diner, telling your homies that she just a jump off and shit. Like, okay, bro, you guys are dating. Cut it out. You love her. And that's okay. That's okay. You said, why you throwing shots? But now you went to the club and spent $150 on drinks on a 3, but now $70 for an 8 is too much. Okay, buddy. This is the part where somebody in the chat says, well, she gave me some pussy and some neck. And to that I say, ladies and gentlemen, no sex before marriage. No sex before marriage. Stop it. Stop it.
Why spend $5?
Yo, shout out to Young Groose with the sub.
In Gotham, your $5 could get you a 4,000 square foot apartment next to the Penguin's trap house.
Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown sold 1.3 million units in the first year. Speaking of L's. What if I do both? As long as you're being honest with yourself. An associate marketing director at Ubisoft has claimed that Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown sold 1.3 million units in its first year. I mean, I don't need to read more of this. I mean, we've been over it. Last I checked, like earlier last year when it had first came out, it had only moved 300,000 units. I'm surprised it even passed 1 million. And this actually pertains perfectly to the last conversation we just had about Dragon Age Veilguard never even getting a fair shot, because a bunch of people who are influential decided that it's woke trash. This is another game that, in my opinion, it really doesn't have any crazy flaws to it. This is one of the best games of last year. And a lot of people didn't play it because it was dismissed as woke trash. I don't want to play the Prince of Africa, the Prince of Ethiopia, the Prince of Nigeria. Yo, shout out to Atomic and MK10 with the subs. Appreciate it. Well, yeah, this was a sleeper hit last year. This was woke. Yeah, they were calling this shit woke because the game is called Prince of Persia, but there's a black guy in it. But if you just played this, you don't even have to play the game. If you would just watch the story trailer, you would have known it's called Prince of Persia because you play one of the guardians that guards the prince. That's the actual, it's still about the Prince of Persia. It's just you're not playing as him. And my thing is like, also, what are we not in it for fucking the games being fun? I don't know. So 6s and 7s are great. This game was like an 8.5. This wasn't no 6. Yo, shout out to Bryce with the subs. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Shout out to the new Section 8 subscriber.
This was in a lot of people's top 10s. Yeah, people who actually played it. Which is unfortunate because Ubisoft gets a lot of hate for the slop that they put out, but they finally put out something decent. It didn't sell well, and then they disbanded the team, which is crazy in itself, right? Because people, first of all, when this game got announced, people ragged on it because it starred a black person. It came out, got good reviews. People still didn't trust it. They still didn't play it. It didn't sell well. They rag on Ubisoft, right? Then Ubisoft disbands the studio that works on this game, and then people rag on them. You should have not disbanded this team. Don't you even though the game didn't sell well, don't you think you should keep the talent in the building that's actually making good games? They give you a higher probability of making good sales, but instead you guys kept on board the people. These guys kept on board the team that made Skull and shit. They're still dropping up to season 3 of Skull and Bones. This season, they need to put that shit to sleep. They should have fired that team. Yeah, fraud alert. I don't understand why you would fire the talent, but you know, whatever. Speaking of dumbasses, a lot of fools really believe Assassin's Creed is historically accurate. I believe, man, they're fucking stupid, bro. What else I got for you? Oh, more sad Ubisoft news. They're addicted to L's. Ubisoft shuts down another studio. 185 jobs are lost. Ubisoft is closing down another studio and downsizing multiple others as part of its continuing restructuring. The company is closing down its Leamington-based studio in the United Kingdom while it reduces headcount at locations in Dusseldorf, Stockholm, and Newcastle. As part of our ongoing efforts to prioritize projects and reduce costs that ensure long-term stability at Ubisoft, we have announced targeted restructurings at Ubisoft Dusseldorf and Ubisoft Stockholm and Ubisoft Reflections on the permanent closure of Ubisoft Leamington site and blah, 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 blah. 185 people lost their jobs. It's sad. We hate to see this shit. So more people lost their jobs, and you guys just fired a team that was talented. But I don't see anything about Ubisoft Singapore that made Skull and Bones.
Robin's ass
Yo,
into oblivion.
shout out to Sherlock with the sub. Appreciate it. Your YouTube live only has a vertical view. Are you sure? Singapore. Oh, huh. Oh well. What the fuck? Let me see. Can I activate it now? It says it's live. I'm about to say fuck it, like whatever. You're about to just miss a VOD. That's what happens when y'all was trolling about my fucking echo or whatever. Oh well. There's no way for me to fix it right now. I would have to stop the stream. I'm not gonna do that. I don't like y'all enough. Let me see if I can dismiss it, and then let me see if it's live right here. If it's live right here, I'll press start for it. 1 second. It says excellent. It says it's public. Oh well.
What the?
Ooh. Oh well. But they made it to the Twitch chat. Exactly. Y'all be all right. What was I doing?
What is going on with my PlayStation?
Yeah, I got something else coming for y'all too. Oh well. I don't understand why somebody, like, the fact that y'all waited like damn near 30 minutes to come in here and tell me, yo, it's only vertical. The Go Mafami needs to sell Ubisoft already. They need to sell it to the right people who they need to sell to. We have an update on, first of all, for those of you unaware, I'm a Moon Knight racist when it comes to Marvel Rivals. I think Moon Knight players are some of the biggest scrubs on Earth. They are heavily reliant on their ability and their alt, the Moon. If they cannot get a hit with their Unk, they literally cannot do anything. They're some of the most garbage players. I think Moon Knight has actually moved above Spider-Man for me for the top tier worst players in Marvel Rivals. Reason being is because you'll get a Moon Knight damn near every game. He's so common. Spider-Man's pretty rare. He's uncommon. They're usually bad, but because I see Moon Knight all the time and I keep seeing most of them cannot fucking aim, I've really started to hate them. And you know what? It gets worse. We've got some more data to suggest that you guys are fucking frauds. Moon Knight's ult may be doing double the damage in Marvel Rivals. So not only can you niggas not aim, but according to reports, you shouldn't be getting kills anyway. The moon haunts you. Hearing that phrase may trigger a certain amount of PTSD in your Marvel Rivals player, given that if you have any level of health short being a tank, you're probably dead almost the moment you hear that. By now, player research seems to have proven that something is wrong with Moon Knight's ult in Marvel Rivals, as in it's been doing double the damage, which would explain a lot of instant deaths you may experience by being caught by it. Or best case, its description is wrong in the game, but it obviously seems to be too strong. This was brought up on Reddit, a Redditor who ran tests in practice mode to show that the Talons in Moon Knight's ult actually do 150 per damage hit rather than the stated 75. This is added to the AoE field that does an additional 75 damage, and the 150 plus 75 equals 225, with many duelists or strategies having 250 HP or barely above it. If you've taken any amount of damage, it'll instantly kill you, or best case scenario, second talent or AoE field instantly kills you. There's almost no way to escape this due to the amount of damage it puts out fast. Yeah, you know, you're given the numbers. And we have the actual video right here. Let me go to the extra shit. I need to send this to a friend, a fraud. I got you with the link. My thing is, how did he test the numbers? He's stating it does 150. Oh, you know what? It's based off the bot's health. Here you go. I got the link for you. I'm gonna shorten it for you. So that explains why even if you use Luna's ult, Moon Knights will ultimately counter it and still kill you. Pretty much. Fuck Luna too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sick of this. There's no real meta in Marvel Rivals except for you need at least one healer with a defensive ult, preferably two, and you have a higher probability of winning. That's the only real meta, the healers. And that's the main thing that's pissing me off about the game. It's so many people, I swear to God, y'all are getting bailed out by Luna's ult. Y'all are fucking trash. And it feels like it doesn't reward me for playing the objective half the time and picking people off with skill. What's the point of being skilled in the game if Luna could just pop an ult every 30 seconds and get a bailout, get an Obama bailout, bro? I clamor for the day where I wake up and I get a notification on my phone from new patch notes dropping. Luna's ult's been nerfed. I think Mantis' ult is fair. It's only like 6 seconds. It's not bad. I'm sick of that shit, bro. Battles literally come down to who manages their ult better, and that shouldn't be how the game plays. It should take everything into consideration. Moon Knight's ult counters Luna's ult, I think. Yeah, but we going over this article. This shit might not even be correct because they're saying it's broken. They haven't answered on this, but if they do confirm, Magneto's ult is too hard to hit Luna's. Like, how many of y'all have actually seen a Magneto hit Luna's ult? Like, she's moving and it's harder. It's easier said than done. Like, you can counter it with Iron Man's ult. It's easier said than done. She's moving all over the place, skating and shit, being hot. They have not answered though about the Moon Knight damage, but hopefully we can get a word from them because we need to know. Yeah, Luna's ult, it lasts way too long. 12 seconds in a fight is just way too overpowered. So they need to reduce how fast she gets it, or they need to reduce how long it lasts, maybe even both. And I swear to God, a lot of y'all gonna get exposed. Y'all gonna get fucking exposed. It's the first game I've ever played where I feel like they need to nerf the healers. I think they should reduce the time. Yeah, to make it different, because Mantis's ult is 6 seconds. Maybe make Luna's 8 seconds or 7, like somewhere around there. Because like I don't think I think Mantis is like the most balanced one. Yeah, it's super long in a fight. It's infuriating. Quick little bit of news. Overwatch 2 community is demanding refunds after a paid skin was made free a day after release. Is this true? Chat. High key, they'll probably introduce a character with anti-heal, then that character will become meta. They keep taking fucking L's. They trying to kill this second. 12 seconds of her zipping around all over the place with CC. I be playing Storm thinking I'm gonna get a hexa kill with my ult, and then Luna just pops her ult. Oh yeah, you got to learn to bait her ult or just wait for them to pop theirs and then you pop yours after. It's fucking annoying to have to do that. And then we also got we got more skins tomorrow coming to Marvel Rivals. This one's fire. And then this one's a Bucky one. This is a Psylocke one. So all the gooners out there can turn up to the Psylocke skin if that's your thing. I don't know why people still play Overwatch 2. Yeah, just give it up, bro. And then last but not least for this batch of articles, we have an update coming out of the PS4 community. That was that sound. It's out right now. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, never mind. January 30th. Oh, my bad. We got an update coming out of the PS4 community. Let's see what the PS4 community has been up to. Found this on TikTok. Shout out to everybody who tagged me on TikTok. Can I say the funniest thing ever since we started this war against PS4 players is anytime something happens, I get like a million pings on TikTok.
Cool, but honestly, there's only one ideology I resubscribe to.
I promise you I've seen it.
Sonic BBC.
Yo, shout out to Wolfman Zulu with the sub. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, PS5 informants. And shout out to King with the sub as well. Appreciate it.
Shadow having a BBC. Only Sonic wields that type of power.
All right, let's see what's going on here.
What the fuck is going on with my PlayStation, bro?
The better question is, why does he have an Apple sticker on his PS4? This ain't no regular PS4. This the iPS4 is different. It's like iCarly with the PS4. What the fuck is this shit, bro? It's more expensive.
It's tweaking here. On Christmas? You gonna do this to me on Christmas? Come on, baby. Get it together, baby. Come on, baby.
Why weren't you playing PS5 on Christmas? Why did somebody get you a PS5 is the better question. You can't tell me this shit does not sound like... Y'all seen Star Wars, right? Which episode was it where they was flying through the Death Star, I think? And R2-D2 was screaming on top of the fucking X-Wing? That's what it sounded like, R2-D2.
What the fuck is going on with my PlayStation, bro?
And these be the niggas slapping their keyboard, thumbing it up on their fucking phone in my comment section. I see somebody say, yo, the PS4 jokes is tired. Yeah, to you niggas, not to the rest of us. We gonna bully y'all into fucking upgrade. I don't want to hear that shit. This shit is fucking funny. Upgrade your shit, bitch. We don't want to hear that fucking shit.